A few years ago, I was diagnosed with a mental illness called anxiety. This is also known as generalized anxiety disorder or panic disorder. So since then, I've been living with that, sometimes managing it pretty well, sometimes not so well. I feel like anxiety is something that isn't that well understood and isn't talked about enough. So this is me having a go at talking about it. First up, I want to say that my experience of anxiety will not be the same as that of everyone else who suffers from it. I can only talk about how it is for me. Suffering from anxiety isn't just being a bit anxious, a bit of a worrier, having a nervous disposition. Anxiety is a chronic illness, like diabetes or asthma. Okay, not quite like those, but I think it's helpful to think of it in those terms. I think often when we hear mental illness, we think of people that suffer from them as being a bit weird, being a certain type of person, being a bit wrong in the head. And we are, but isn't everyone? I think we tend to hear the mental and forget the illness. I suffer from an illness. It just happens to be mental.
Let's go.
I've been trying to think of the best way to explain what anxiety feels like. I don't think I've got the words to do it justice, so I'm going to try and show you. I don't know if this will work, but it's worth a go. Someone once explained anxiety to me as being a messed up fight or flight response. When faced with danger or stress, your body is evolved to react in certain ways. Your breathing shortens to get more oxygen to your blood. Your heart beats faster to get blood to your muscles, and your muscles tense up so that you're ready to fight or run. Your brain focuses on quick, instinctive reaction, and you lose some of your ability to concentrate and take in complex information. You lose peripheral vision so that you can focus everything on what's in front of you. Tunnel vision. When you suffer from anxiety, this response gets messed up, so that you respond this way to situations, many of which present little or no danger or cause for worry. And whereas with the fight or flight response this state is fleeting and your body winds itself down fairly quickly, when you suffer from anxiety it stays. Your chest stays tight, so tight it hurts. Your heart continues to race. It's hard to concentrate, sometimes for hours, sometimes all day. You might recognise this in its extreme form as a panic attack. And maybe you think that doesn't sound so bad. There are definitely worse things, but it wears you down. A day of feeling like that I can manage. A week is tough but manageable. A month, a year, 3 years, it wears you down. And the really tough bit is where your thoughts go after feeling like this for a while. You feel angry, you feel frustrated, you feel powerless. You could avoid all situations that take you to that place, but that will often mean taking you away from the places, the people, the things that you love most. For me, trying to avoid all those kinds of situations would leave me pretty lonely and pretty isolated. And what kind of life would that be? But there is hope and there is help. And the first thing is not to be embarrassed. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is an illness. Talk to someone you trust. Talk to a doctor. You may need to take medication. I do. And that's okay. If you had asthma, you'd take an inhaler. Why should this be any different? But mainly, we need to talk about it. For me, it remains a battle. I have help from professionals, from my family, from my friends, from my team at work. I try not to think too much about where I might be without all of that. But I wouldn't have any of it if I hadn't first decided to talk about it. So that's anxiety for me. I don't tell you this to make you feel sorry for me or to make you look at me any differently. I tell you this simply because this is, in some form or other, a reality that millions of people are living with. So we should be able to talk about it, don't you think?